Arch Manning's debut against Ohio State, just not what we wanted to see. Not what we wanted to see. Looked a little off. His footwork wasn't clean. Timing seemed a little late. The ball wasn't coming out with the kind of zip you'd expect. A lot of these throws sailed on him because he just wasn't setting his base. And when you add that in, that extra hitch before releasing, it just kind of throws the rhythm off a little bit. And it just seemed like to me that there were a lot of throws that just the zip wasn't there. The speed of the ball from his hand to his receiver, it just seemed a little delayed, and that kind of caused the timing to be off, the rhythm to be off, the play completely to be off. And I just felt like that. I mean, there's one word I can describe it, it was off. Everything was off, right? It was not. If you look at the highlights again and just watch him, like don't forget almost where the ball is going. Just watch, Arch is his body, his kind of throwing off the back foot at times, and then just the way that his throwing motion is, and I don't know. It didn't seem like he found his footing until the fourth quarter, even, and he had two really good throws. I think in my mind there was a touchdown throw, and then I think in the very end there was like around 2 minutes left. There was a really good throw he did, which all right, it kind of gives you that little level of confidence that he's trying to find his rhythm again, and hopefully he'll get better. But outside of that, man, like there weren't many moments that I felt like you could have a whole lot of confidence in just initially what we see from him. But again, it's week one, or the first game, week zero, but first game, and I don't think that there's a whole lot of need for complete red flags at all or anything like that. I mean, I know I'm not like it's his first time. I mean, granted, he is a junior, I think, right, and he's kind of been in the system a little bit for a little bit now, and you kind of have to have some level of improvement here. And especially in the next couple of games, he's probably going to ball out. Hopefully he does against San Jose and UTEP. And but the thing is, like, you are the QB, right? Like, you are Texas's starting quarterback. I think, no QB has had the, what is it, like the off target percentage that he had in a lot of years or whatever. And I'm not putting a whole lot of stock in things like that because, I mean, if you look at just historically, I mean, we just saw Bill Belichick got absolutely dog walked by TCU. And, when you have those high expectations, it's just really hard when, especially in Arch Manning's case, like, he is he's been appointed essentially the next one. He is Neo. He is the next one. He is everything that like Manning, Eli, and Peyton were not in terms of athleticism. Everyone is saying that he is the guy that's going to be athletic, but also have the same uh, power in the arm as his uncles, and the mentality, the mindset of the game, the ability to read the defenses and things like that. So it's a lot. It's a lot to live up to, and I think I'm not going to say that I think the pressure got to him because he definitely seems like he's pretty under control. And even after the game, he was pretty calm about everything, just knowing he just wasn't good enough, didn't pass blame, none of that stuff. And I think that shows like the level of maturity that he has with himself as a player, and also just knowing his upbringing, his family. But I do think that there is a lot that needs to improve for not just for his sake, but just for Texas, right? For them to really, make it anywhere. You got to get a lot better play from Arch. And look, on the other side of things too, is you got to look at Ohio State, right? Matt Patricia comes in. Ohio State's coming off of losing their quarterback, their D coordinator. Matt Patricia comes in, and his defense, right? A lot of people want to have this negative impression of him because of what happened with him in the Lions and things like that. But let's not forget that this guy, was a DC for Bill Belichick, that whole run and all that stuff with the Patriots and all that success that he had. There is a legitimate chance that this Ohio State defense only allows at most 14 points a game, maybe. I think he did such a great job of just they played a lot of Brett coverage, stuff Texas inside zone. They put Arch, second and long, third and long all day, and feeding him just completely to the wolves in this game. If you look at Arch's stat line here, I think it's 17 for 30, 170 yards. He had a touchdown. He also had a pick. Could have been two. I think like only 26 yards in the first half is a massive testament to what Matt Patricia's defense did in this game. Completely stuffed the Longhorns offense in any way possible. They didn't get anything going. There was even a QB sneak attempt. Didn't get that one. Again, 37% off target and on his throws. And it's just, you look at the intensity that Ohio State brought to this game, and you just can't help but think, man, like there's a chance it could go on another really good run here because of what Matt Patricia has so far brought to this defense. And I know it's only the first game. There are a lot of other things that could have been improved upon, especially on Texas side in the offense. But I feel really good about what Matt Patricia did in defense, which you have to credit the Buckeyes for that. And but again, going back to Arch, I think he did settle late in the game, and I think most of his yards definitely came in the fourth quarter. That touchdown drive did show, I think, what he could do when he's comfortable. And I just think though, by that point, right, like the game was, well, actually, honestly, by that point, I think the game like still was close. And like I said a while ago, you had to credit the Texas defense there with their ability to keep the game close. And I think like there was a chance in the end for them to get back in it, but again, Matt Patricia's defense there did a great job of stopping Texas, and you can't beat a top 5 team with like coming up empty-handed in the red zone, right? Like the way that they were not able to convert in the red zone was a massive part of just why they lost, but also like maybe cause of concern for some fans, I guess. But I think, look, if they just clean that up, again, it's the first game. I think they'll come back strong, especially with their schedule a little bit now in the next coming weeks. It really gives chance for Arch and the rest of the team to kind of ball out, and I think that they can do that. Like I just feel like he has the arm. I think he's definitely got the mentality to succeed. And I think just from watching him, he's got the athleticism. I'm honestly still excited for what Arch can bring. Like personally, like legit, I'm very excited to see what can happen. And not every game or not every story like this is going to start off being just always perfect, right? I think like Coach Sark said, the expectations put on him it's just wild expectations put on the kid, and I think you can't like expect it to be perfect, right? Obviously didn't go even halfway well for him in the beginning, but I do think that there is a lot of just tough expectations to live up to, and it's hard, right? Because you are Manning, and you are, a lot of attention is brought to you. I mean, you were essentially appointed the Heisman winner favorite, right? I mean, and it's like he hasn't been a starter, and so I don't know. I kind of took that was a little, to me, that was a little bit of that was a lot. That was a big leap for him to say that he'd be the Heisman favorite. But again, like you look at what he's got coming up next, UTEP, San Jose State, gives him a chance to kind of get his footing, get into a rhythm, gain some confidence, and hopefully he'll be on his way. But honestly, I don't see this as a red flag. Really tough game, rough game, and he even admitted it. Definitely not good enough to win in just in general, and for him to move forward, but I do think he'll be better, and he'll get better, and he's gonna study the tape, study the film, and definitely he'll probably be getting a big voicemail message from his uncle Peyton, and I don't really have a whole lot of concern for him. I think he'll be fine.